Alright, you guys, here is another one about substitution. A little different than elimination, but still not too difficult if you know what you're doing, and I'll help you out with this one. The first step is always to box up what one variable is equal to. And if you look here, I mean, this x is sort of by itself, but it's on the same side as 3y, so it's not really by itself. Whereas this y up here is completely by itself. So we're going to go ahead and box up 4x plus 1. Now, why am I boxing it up? Just to make it clear that 4x plus 1 is the thing that's going to be substituted for y. What do I mean by that? Okay, if y is equal to 4x plus 1 here, this y is also 4x plus 1 down here. So I'm literally going to take 4x plus 1 and put it in here. So the way you want to do this, always just rewrite the equation as it appears. And maybe just leave a blank space where y would have been. In this case, it's going to be a little bigger blank space because in parentheses, because I was doing 3 times y before, I'm going to do 3 times, not y, but 4x plus 1. I'm substituting 4x plus 1 in for y. And now that I've done this, I actually have to solve the equation. And you know how to do this. You got to distribute, right? Before you can combine like terms, so I bring down my x. I get x plus 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times 1 is 3. That's equal to 16. And now I can do some things to solve this. I'm going to actually combine my x's to get 13x plus 3 equals 16. Now it's just a two-step, and I'm taking my good old time to solve this, but you could probably solve it faster. 3, subtract 3 from both sides. We'll get 13x is equal to, what's 16 minus 3? 13. So now we're down to the final step here. How do I get rid of that 13? Well, I do 13 divided by 13. And that is equal to 1. So in other words, x is equal to 1. Whew. It took a lot of work to solve the equation, but the actual substitution part wasn't that hard at all. You just replace y with 4x plus 1. And now that I know this, you guys know this, I have to actually take x equals 1 and plug that in for y in one of my equations. Now, if you had a choice of which equation, you should probably pick the one in which y is already by itself. So notice in this equation, y is already by itself. So let's just plug in 1 for x. I'll get y equals 4 times 1 plus 1. And if you simplify this, you just get y equals 4 plus 1, or in other words, y equals 5. So that is your answer. X equals 1, y equals 5. If you want to write it as an ordered pair, the ordered pair would be 1, 5. And you would see, if you graph these two lines, that they would intersect at the point 1, 5. So that is the solution to this system of equations. Again, you just box up what y is equal, replace y with that in the equation, solve for x, and then after you get x, plug that back in for the original equation to get y. I know it seems kind of crazy, but I know that you guys can do it.